Does the second Sword Art Online progressive movie progress the story? Let's talk about Sword Art Online, the movie Progressive, Scherzo of Deep Night. Hey everyone, this is David Stark from Watcher Pass, and I'm here to talk to you about the third Sword Art Online movie, but the second movie in the Sword Art Online Progressive series, Sword Art Online, the movie, Progressive, Scherzo of Deep Night. Yes, it is a mouthful. Yes, it is kind of a silly title, but you know what? It is a second film in the Sword Art Online Progressive series that kind of retells the story, retools it a little bit, changes up a few things, but still keeps the overall story of Sword Art Online the same. I watched the first movie when it came out. I liked it, but I wasn't as impressed. It did feel kind of like a retread. But the second movie, my hot take is, look, I think you should watch it. It is similar to the first film in that it is a retelling of the Sword Art Online story. So you do get a lot of similar themes and similar ideas, but this one felt like a little bit more of a departure than the first one. It feels like they are changing up the story a little bit more, but you still have all the great Sword Art Online aspects. I definitely think you should watch it, but look, I'm also a big Sword Art Online fan, so I'm kind of geared towards wanting to watch it, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was well done. There are a few little things I didn't love, but overall, I liked it a lot. So I'll tell you a little more about the film, a few things I liked, a few things I didn't like. So in Sword Art Online, the movie Progressive, Scherzo of Deep Night, I'm going to keep saying that until it comes out naturally. I don't think it ever will, though. You have Kirito and Asuna and a whole crew of players that are trapped in the Sword Art Online world trying to clear more floors. Now, this movie starts off on January 28th, I believe, 2022, right before the New Year's. The crew, the forward assault team has just cleared floor 4. And if you remember Sword Art Online, there are, I think, 40 floors that you have to clear to beat the game. And so they are trying to get through all these floors. But it's slow at the start, but they are making progress. Now they've just cleared the 4th floor, they're getting to the 5th floor, and it seems like everything is going well. But some internal strife happens, and a new kind of big event starts to brew that causes Kirito and Asuna to have to make a pretty big decision to avoid some disaster. So things I liked about this movie, and this will sound similar to my first Sword Art Online review. Look, it's Sword Art Online. Like, this is probably at this point my favorite anime. I really love this anime, and so it's more of that. You've got similar characters, you've got a similar story, you've got kind of the traditional main story. Sword Art Online in the later series kind of went into other areas, which I liked, but you know, the main storyline, Aincrad, that world is always going to be my favorite. You have all the main characters, you've got the main mechanics, and you've got the main plight, and so it's really nice to be back in that world, except now it is updated a little bit, which leads me right into my second thing I loved about this film, which is the animation. So what I love about this movie and the Progressive series as a whole is you've still got the main Sword Art Online style. Like, it looks like Sword Art Online, but they've just touched everything up. Everything is sharper, everything is cleaner. The colors are better, there's more shading. But underlying it all, you still have like the general Sword Art Online style. And I think it's a really, really smart update. I think it's a really well done update. It looks beautiful, it looks stunning, and they've also added like some computer graphics here and there, although not too much, right? They've kind of balanced it. It still looks more like a traditional anime with a few computer generated effects here and there to really make it pop. So I just love the way this looks. I love that it kind of keeps the traditional Sword Art Online style and just kind of almost retrofits it, HDifies it, makes it feel like a proper movie, makes it feel like some extra care was put into it. And the third thing I really love is the music and audio in this series. Like, I like the sound effects. They are comfort food for me. It does sound very much like this Sword Art Online series, but it does feel more dramatic. It feels kind of bigger overall, and especially during like a boss fight when that music starts to blare. It's kind of this like traditional video game boss fight type music, except kind of dialed up. It just can't be beat. I really love the way that that sounds. It heightens the drama, it heightens the action, it makes these boss fights exciting. And the last thing I loved about this movie is, you know, the updates. I didn't catch them all. There are some new characters that they add, some small changes here and there. There's also some aspects that they add that do feel like they are updating the storyline. Like, Asuna's character is a little stronger, she's a little more independent. She was always a strong character in the Sword Art Online series, but I feel like in Progressive, she is more of kind of an individual, and she's making more choices to help Kirito rather than kind of being Kirito's companion the entire time. And I also liked that it does feel like there is a Kirito Asuna romance that is progressing in progressive. That was always kind of like this unwritten anime thing. Anime usually you don't have true romances. It always felt like they were like kind of together, but not throughout the series. And then I think in Ordinal Scale was the first time when they actually like acknowledged a romance. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's right. This one, it's not over, but it does feel like there are more kind of romantic aspects to their relationship than in any of the original series. I do like that. It does feel like a nice kind of update to the overall story. The things I didn't love as much, I guess the overall conflict didn't feel that big, but it did lead to kind of a climactic scene. So all's well that ends well. There were some kind of story things that felt kind of manufactured to make the story move along, but it's an anime. That stuff is going to happen. There was one scene at the start that kind of set up the conflict, and then the actual conflict itself just felt a little bit too convenient. But overall, I'm okay with it because it did then lead to some Sword Art Online action. And the second thing I didn't love, and there will be very minor spoilers. This isn't going to spoil anything about the story, but I will talk very vaguely about something that happens. So if you don't want to know anything about the film, I would turn it off now. The second thing I didn't love is there is like an ending scene that in most movies would kind of probably be a stinger, like a fairly long stinger, but still a stinger, because it really feels like it's there to kind of throw a wrench in the story and then also kind of set up the next movie. There is kind of this big climactic moment and then a nice kind of resolution that is, I guess, more of your like traditional anime ending. And then after that, they throw in this superfluous scene that appears to be maybe a setup for the next movie. And so it wasn't bad. It kind of left me with a strange taste in my mouth. So, but other than that, look, it's a Sword Art Online movie, and it's a well done Sword Art Online movie. I will always take more Sword Art Online, and I'm really liking the progressive series. I'm liking this one a lot more than the first one. So there's Sword Art Online, the movie, progressive, Scherzo of Deep Night. It's coming to American theaters on February 3rd, 2023, so you can check it out then. And thanks so much for watching. If you like this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you. There's the second Sword Art line. So that is Sword Art Online Progress. So that is Sword Art Online. So that is Sword Art Online, the movie, progressive, Scherzo of. So that is Sword Art Online, the movie, progressive, shares. Let's talk about Scherzo.